We have the responsibility to oversee Secretary Benson to ensure that she is properly conducting elections here in Michigan.
If we cannot hold our election officials accountable for the way in which they conduct our elections, then we risk the franchise itself.
Something that is unlawful in that e-learning center, that improper directives have been provided to the clerks.
Today I'm introducing House Resolution 118, which are articles of impeachment against Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. Benson has routinely exceeded her authority. She has banned open carry of firearms within 100 feet of polling places on Election Day.
2 weeks ago, Republicans introduced a resolution to hold the Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, in contempt. And yesterday, they introduced another resolution, articles of impeachment, to try and impeach her. In the Election Integrity Committee meeting, for weeks now, since February, they've been inviting far-right extremists and election denier groups to come and sow doubt and fear about our elections and the Secretary of State Department. And in the Oversight Committee, they have been holding hearings and trying to get documents from the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State has provided thousands of pages of documents for them to review. Republicans are not making it clear as to why they want to look at these documents and what they plan on doing with these documents, because in neither of these committees have we actually passed or introduced any meaningful legislation that would address these allegations that they keep making about our elections and the Secretary of State Department. Well, thousands of documents have been provided to them. They're saying that they want some documents that are related to training. These documents are training documents that clerks and election workers may have to go through in order to do their job. And in some cases, some of this information could be very sensitive and could compromise the security of our elections. I haven't seen these documents, but I can tell you no one is talking about this. But the three people who keep complaining about these training documents and acting like they've never seen them or they feel like the Secretary of State is hiding something, all three of these people are former clerks. These individuals went through the training. These individuals saw these documents. So when you see them standing up on the podium and talking about how the Secretary of State has something to hide and why is she not providing these documents, these three people know exactly what those training documents are because they went through the training. And they should know, of all people, how important it is to ensure that our elections are safe and secure, and that if information is confidential or that cannot be shared with the public, that they should understand this because they went through the training and they have seen these documents. Republicans are just doing all of this to distract you and to continue to make the media report on stuff like this instead of reporting on the budget, because it's June now and we should have had a version of a budget done, because schools need a budget by July 1st. They need to know what money they are going to get from the state. And instead of focusing on the budget and trying to figure out what we should do because of potential federal cuts and how we as a state are going to fill in those gaps on services for communities like seniors, veterans, and schools and families, they're more focused on trying to relitigate the 2020, the 2022 elections without acknowledging how secure our elections really are. I can't even take them seriously because they're not even doing their job. They're just sowing doubt and fear and distracting you from the issues that really matter and you from checking on the balance of your 401k and distracting you from your pocketbooks.